All right, welcome. So you guys know there's a massive protest going on in London at this point in time. So we're gonna do a live coverage of what is happening, everything that's going on at London right now. As you guys know, everyone is in know Joshua Kidd, Emmanuel, as they all said, Kroenke out. So we're going to cover what is happening in London, all the things that are going to be happening. We will be covering it. We keep a check on everything that's going on over there, because we know right now Stan Kroenke out is what's trending, and we know it's big, it's massive. At this point in time, we have all the latest coming through. Everyone is at London Stadium right now, so we'll be covering it, definitely, people. So big up to everyone that's coming in. A lot of respect. Thank you all for coming in. We will see what's going to happen, because we know it's Kroenke out there. it's definitely Kroenke out there. So everyone is having problem with Kroenke. What we're having right now is everyone going out. So we have serious issues with the Kroenkes themselves. Let me see. Well, some big up people smash it. Drop a like on the like button. Drop something on the like button. Let's see what's happening, what's popping. We have to see what's popping. It's slated for a time, and everyone is actually waiting on that particular time. So people, as you know, it's hashtag Kroenke out. Hashtag Kroenke out. Big up Sekaya. Big up Delana as well. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Definitely going to drop the link in the chat. So Sekaya, Delana, you guys can come on. We can have a good discussion to see what is happening, and if we believe that this is going to come up. Let me see. So hopefully everyone is doing fine. I really hope you guys are doing really well. Apparently 20,000 will be there. It will be mad. Yes, Keshian, we see that. Let's see if the Kroenkes will listen. Let's see if the Kroenkes will listen to what we have to say. Let's see if they will listen to what the fans have to say, because we know that these guys are billionaires and they have no intention. Mr. Economics. So the link is in the chat, people. We can surely go through. As you guys see, the banners are already out. All the banners, the link is in the chat. All the banners are already out. The Kroenke out banners. The Kroenke out banners are there. Big up Gunnar Memes. Big up Gunnar Memes. Big up Maya. Big up Maya. Thank you for coming in. We'll be live coverage, Kroenke. We'll be doing live coverage. So people, let's run through all these issues that we're having right now, so everyone know what's happening. Kroenke is actually obvious that they don't want to sell Arsenal. It is quite obvious that they don't want to sell Arsenal. But the thing is, what next from here? What next? What next will be what's the next move? Are they? I'm sure they're great. The protest hasn't started as yet, bro. It hasn't started as yet. As soon as it started, I'll be getting some views, some coverage as well. Big up, bro. What's up?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Did you just see the news?
No, what's popping on it?
Sky Sports News have said the other 14 clubs that were not part of the Super League. They
Yeah.
want to like punish the other ones. They said
Mm-hmm.
that basically, the CEOs have to go. Basically, they have to all be fired. The
Yeah.
CEOs. So I'm just
Remember?
reading that the removal of chairman and chief executives of other 6 clubs.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
think honestly for Arsenal, I think after today, I think Vinay will get scapegoated.
Vinay,
Yeah,
is it
Vinay will
right to?
definitely be scapegoated, definitely.
But is it right to scapegoat Vinay when we have bigger
I know,
issues?
but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I don't agree with it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like I agree with the issue. Is the problem? The bigger issue is, bro, is
Mm-hmm.
that the politicians and the Premier League clubs, the owners, they don't want a rule like 50+1 rule. They probably
Okay.
won't vote for that. So we're stuck in a rock and a hard place. And end of all, I don't think they're gonna change anything in the Premier League. They should change something. They should enact a 50+1 rule, but I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm.
They should do a
Yeah, yeah,
50
yeah.
plus one. They 100% should, because, or something similar where owners don't have full control of the club. Because
Okay.
I rather keep Kroenke and
Do
have
you
him.
do you think that is actually a good rule to implement?
Well, as I heard from like my German friends and my German people, they go like basically it's a good rule because
Mm-hmm.
the owners have to be transparent. They have to they have to have meetings with the fans. They have to
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know who that
The,
was. Sorry. Uh,
yeah.
they have to be transparent with the fans. They have to have meetings with the fans. They have to be fully communicating with fans. Because if we own 51%, the fans
Mm-hmm.
own 51%. That means we're able to kick out the owner if they not
Yeah.
achieving certain goals. We can kick them out. So I think honestly the long-term solution for ownership would be a model like the 51% that the fans own and 49% the new owner would own.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
agree.
just imagine Kroenke leaves, we get
Mm-hmm.
another owner and he does the same thing again. There's no
Yeah.
guarantee. There's no guarantee. At least with a 51% rule,
Mm-hmm.
you can almost guarantee at least if a bad owner comes in, another one, we can get rid of him again.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What do you think about that, Delan, about the 50+1 rule? I'm not sure if you know about it, but the 50+1 rule gives the fans up to 50% ownership of the club. What do you think about that? To stop what happened recently to happen again. Delan,
I
oh,
think you
Delan
want to meet.
is on mute.
What's your
So
opinion about it?
I do think that I think it is something that I believe that we should implement because it's the best way to protect the club and the history that represents the club. Because yes, we know that the billionaires want their factors of the money because they're only thinking about the money aspect of things. But we as fans, we think about how we love the game and where we are coming from with the game as well. So I think that the 50+1 rule will give us a stronghold and aspect of the clubs of the club, and it may not we may not see another issue like this popping up again because they would have to consult us before they can make any form of move because we own majority of the club. So for you to make a decision, you have to consult the majority stakeholder, which would be the fans. And clearly, none of that never happened.
Also, my opinion about this is I
Mm-hmm.
don't disagree with it, but I think we need the Super League and the Champions
Mm-hmm.
League. I think we need to completely and utterly reform football as we know it, completely from
Mm-hmm.
down and until top. We need to completely, and I don't think people have the money. Now, people will not have the will to do it. I think
Okay.
football eventually, what's gonna happen? Football might cease to exist if we don't reform football because you hear stories about money going to the grassroots not properly. You know, you hear stories about the pyramid is not really working that well. So
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think we need a complete and utter reform of the league, completely
Mm-hmm.
utter reform of UEFA and FIFA, where there's, a little bit more transparency, a little bit more new rules, even
Mm-hmm.
salary cap. I would not mind a salary cap, a
Yeah.
cap on agents, a cap on earning, a cap on revenue sharing, all these kind of things. We need to look at it, and I know the
Mm-hmm.
government is looking at it, but I believe the government, unless they really need votes, which
Mm-hmm.
is a possibility, they need votes. I don't see them doing something that drastic different. They will do something, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it'd be something drastic. And I think something drastic needs to occur to save football from itself. Because one day, you never know. Like 100 years time, you never know. Like no one can tell the future.
Mm-hmm.
Future wise, football
Mm-hmm.
might not exist as we know it.
Yeah. And I share the same sentiment as you. And one of the reasons why I realized that one of the reasons that what happened there? What happened there? You dropped off the stream. One of the things that as I was saying, I realized that is happening with ooh, you just dropped off, bro.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah,
just
that's okay.
clicked off for some reason.
Yeah. So one of the things that I realized is that the reason why the governing body, really came down so hard on it is because um they realized that it would also affect them because on the business aspect of things, which is the nearby communities that supports the club, the workers at the club, these aspects of things will also be affected. No, they have to make a step on it because if those businesses are affected, it means that you would have to definitely move into the idea that they need to make a step on it because it will start to affect their finances. And I don't think that is something that they would want to happen.
I think it should happen though. Like, I think they could. I don't know. It will not be popular by the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not popular by the owners, but honestly, one day you never know. Like it could happen again. The Super League. Like I know the new Champions League got more games and that. I think the entire schedule should be changed. I think the entire UEFA, FIFA, the international, everything needs to be changed
Mm-hmm.
to fit the modern game because these things that we know and love, they have been in place for years and years and have not been changed. So
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be changed. There needs to be complete and utter change of every single thing we know. Because one day, I'm not saying it will happen, but I could see it happening. A Super
Mm-hmm.
League where only the big teams play each other year round. Maybe the leagues will be gone by then.
And but for football, do you think that's a good move for football?
But
If you reach a sense in which it's only the big leagues that is being concentrated on,
no,
because
no,
that is where the money
that
is
would
at.
it would be good for the owners, but terrible for the fans. It would be the worst thing possible because what's going to happen is gonna affect local communities. It's gonna affect
Mm-hmm.
grassroots football. It's gonna affect. This is not America where there is a college football. Like there's no college football where there's another form of way where you can play football, and
Mm-hmm.
there is no like is the European game compared to the American is completely two different worlds. So if
Mm-hmm.
they were to do it here, it would destroy local communities, it would destroy grassroots football, it will destroy football as we know it, and we will just be left with 20 teams, and that's about it.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Some people in the comments saying, Kumar is here. Josh Hockett, big up as well. Wolverine Scratch, thank you. Supporting from work. Dizzy, big up, thank you very much for passing through, Dizzy. Um, we have some hard hitting things happening right now in the world of football, and I'm looking at if we should look at it as a business factor. Yes, it will be good for business, but it's like you get a boost, an extra boost for a short time, because there'll be no longevity in it. Now, how do you have longevity in football? This is how you get longevity in the world of football. You have to have a merit system. You have to have an hierarchical structure where clubs from the bottom league work their way up to reach to the top league. And definitely that is how you will find these clubs. You will find these clubs making themselves known in that area. So you have to have a pyramid. You have the top, the bottom, and it trickles right down. That is how you keep longevity in something. It means that even the team at the bottom, the lowest level, can work their way up onto the top, up onto the top half of the level. So that is how you keep longevity until if you move away the hierarchical structure, which provides longevity, you're going to take away football. Now, a club like, say, a club like Barnsley playing in League One, when you move away from the hierarchical structure, Barnsley has no opportunity to make themselves a Super League champion because they will be cut off from the Super League. Now, the fans and the people that support Barnsley, the players that want to play for Barnsley, their dream is to play in the Super League. And their dream is also to take Barnsley to the Super League. But if there's no dream, there's no hope, there's no reason to play football. So that will definitely, that's one of the way I see them killing football.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have to agree with that.
There's so many things that I know some people say is a good idea, but there's so many. I think more international fans don't mind it because they don't
Mm-hmm.
see the knock-on effects of the Super League.
Mm-hmm.
Like teams like Leicester would never exist. Teams like Chelsea would never existed. Teams
Mm-hmm.
like City would have never existed because they all would have been in League One, never be able to be promoted, never be able
Mm-hmm.
to be bought because there'd be no point of buying them without the Champions League. Would be no point of buying Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
because if Roman, just imagine Roman came to the country, he wanted to buy a Champions League team, but the Champions League teams were already set. He would have never bought Chelsea in the first place.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. It literally the knock-on effects to this league.
Mm-hmm.
They did not know the knock-on effects. The knock-on effects is massive. Teams like Burnley would never exist. Teams like so many teams would absolutely not exist. Because the
Yeah.
entire point of the football pyramid is you move up, you win trophies,
Mm-hmm.
you try your goal is to win the Premier League and get into the Champions League for the money and revenue. That's the entire point of it. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
a small minded. It would have destroyed football completely.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. And there's no way around it. There's definitely no way around it. Delana, did you read the scripts that came out from the fan forum?
Yeah, I
And
was kind of listening to some of it from AFTV, but I didn't get all of it because I was searching and I didn't see them. But
one of the most important things to take away from it is the fact that this time they will not be selling. They're not selling. That is the biggest thing to take away from it. They're not interested in selling. What's your aspect of that? What do you think about that?
well, I think it's stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
but what really drew my attention is where he said he couldn't interact with fans. It's because of COVID, and I think that was a lousy excuse from him
Mm-hmm.
not to because before COVID he has been here. So
Mm-hmm.
unless he had COVID secretly and nobody knew,
Mm-hmm.
that can be an excuse. But I honestly think this guy doesn't care.
I think so too.
My
And he's
opinion about that, Gunnar, just quickly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think is I don't think you need to take his word on that one, and I
Mm-hmm.
tell you why. The only reason I believe he said that is to to keep the value of Arsenal. Just imagine he would have said we are willing to sell Arsenal. That would have
Mm-hmm.
that would have made Arsenal even cheaper than it is at the moment. That would knock down the price of Arsenal,
Yeah.
because then that means you already showed your cards to sellers. You already showed the cards to them, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm willing to sell." No,
Mm-hmm.
that's how negotiations don't work like that. Someone needs to come up to him and give him the right price. That's the only way. And
Yeah.
I do think the only thing that's stopping them from selling is Josh and the right amount of money. I think there's only two things is stopping the Kroenke family of selling the team. If,
Yeah.
for example, someone came in with 2 billion and Josh gave up, I think they will be willing to sell for like 2 billion.
But remember, this is a big profiting industry for them. Massive,
N-
massive
n-
profit industry for them. Do you think
I
they would really want to sacrifice that profit?
I think they will be willing to, and I tell you why. Profit is one thing, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
there's another thing where Cronky he clearly doesn't care. If you don't care about something,
Mm-hmm.
it's much more easy to get rid of it. Like he doesn't care about it, and his family, I assume, they don't really care about. He probably doesn't know what's going on in Arsenal, and Josh maybe a
Yeah.
little bit more, but Cronky definitely doesn't know like what's going on in the club, what things need. So he doesn't care. When
Mm-hmm.
someone
yeah,
doesn't care, they're willing to get rid of something, and if he's willing to get rid of it, the only thing that's stopping him is the money, which I believe if someone gave him an actual genuine offer of like 2 billion over something around that price range, and Josh said, you know what, I'll give up. It's not working. I think he will sell it because he has other projects. He has this stadium in LA that's
yeah.
making a
But
lot of debt.
what if
You- There's a
what if
lot of
that project is
things.
giving you a large amount of money? What if
Hmm?
that project is giving you a large sum of money?
It's not what Arsenal
But
itself.
the
Look,
thing is, I
when
think
the
he would sell.
yeah, I think he would
I
sell
think,
because
yeah,
there's
I
a
think he
point
would
where
sell
the
if the
headache.
fans decided to take action. For instance, stop buying merch, stop renewing season tickets, and all these other things on match day. Stop doing those things. I think that will be a large sum of money lost in revenue. So those are little things that will cause him to sell because he clearly knows that the fans don't want him here. So it's just for us to decide that we're going to stop buying merch, stop
Mm-hmm.
renewing season tickets and all those things, and then he will feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I agree, man.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah, I
completely.
agree.
And also, what's it called? During the COVID pandemic, he
Mm-hmm.
Kroenke had to be losing money as well. So if he really cares about, and he has other teams as well, like sports teams in America. So which one
Mm-hmm.
is more important to him, the sports franchises in America or the one that he doesn't care that's in the UK? And I think Gunnar, I
Mm-hmm.
think he was relying on the Super League. I honestly believe he was one of the main driving forces with the Super League,
I
because
think so too.
I think it was the Americans basically that were the main driving force, and I think Paris was just a tag along, because I don't think
No, remember that Perez was the one who created it,
yeah,
because he
I
started
know,
the
but
idea a long time.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it because it doesn't make sense. Because when the Americans came over here, all of
Mm-hmm.
them said, you know what? Why is there such a thing as relegation? They don't like it. And if you follow the money. Who was gonna finance this? J.P. Morgan, an
Mm-hmm.
American company.
Yeah.
Where was this gonna be set up? They said they're gonna put gains in America. If you follow the money, I know I know in my heart I think it's the Americans that have done this, and I think Stan Kroenke is one of the main driving forces
Driving
behind
force.
this. And if he
The,
lost that revenue stream, maybe he's be more willing to sell the club.
I think the English owners were solely behind the idea because they really wanted it to happen. So I think they have a lot of take a lot of responsibility out of it because they are the one who, when if you, but the thing about it is Real Madrid is in a $900 million debt.
Hmm.
Barcelona is in a similar debt as well. All these clubs
Yeah.
that were eagerly going into this idea, they were in so much debt, and I think that is the reason why they were so eager to get this over the line because they wanted the
But
money.
Barca
They
can
don't
get out of that debt.
by selling Messi.
Both Messi and Osame Dembele, that injury prone player. So I was reading this article. Arsenal are apparently interested in this guy to renew him with Aubameyang. I was going to do a video on it, but
Hmm.
I was shocked to see that his price transfer fee or its value was around 96 point something million,
That is value.
and it will to go in for it, he'll bring it up to 135.5 million. So
Hmm.
that they have a lot of over valued players in their
Hmm.
squad, and I think he is one of them. They should be looking to get rid of in the summer.
Hmm. Yeah, and I personally think that I don't. That's actually a rumor because Arsenal would not spend so much money on one player in specific. We don't even have
Yeah,
the money to finance ourselves than to go out and throw so much money on one particular player. So I definitely can't see that happening. But the issue now is that there's so much things circling around Arsenal, Stan Kroenke, the leaders of the clubs, especially that regards to the Super League. And if you should sit back and say, okay, so if we should have went ahead with the Super League,
hmm,
wouldn't that just literally drain all finances from the Premier League? Because if they realize that all weekends, every single weekends, everyone is watching football. Everyone is watching football on weekends. Why not just start to move the games also midweek and on the weekend as well, taking all the viewership away? Maybe they involve things such as pay per view, where you can't watch a game unless you pay for it. Their own TV networks as well, their own sports coverage as well. So we as fans, we're cut off totally from our team that unless we start to pay a large sum of money. So I can foresee those things coming in. I definitely can do. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that is something
yeah.
that can happen?
That is exactly what happened. Because if you look at it, even in America, when you're watching wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
you have to go on the WWE network, and it's a pay-per-view thing, so you can't watch it anywhere else and other than from the network that they set up. So
Mm-hmm.
those things would hinder other fans who I would say interested or like overseas fans mostly and match
Mm-hmm.
going fans as well who don't really have it. So that for me it would be a big, 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 big impact on us
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah, and us as fans. Let me see,
Yeah.
Mr. Tom, big up Mr. Tom. Americans saw the potential profit in English football, then learned that relegation is a thing, which it isn't there. They decided that it is problem that needs solving. So they want to move away from the relegation idea. They just don't like the
Sure.
idea of relegation. But the
When you
idea
get
is this.
relegated, you get money.
No, you don't get the money relegated. The promoted team gets money. No, the thing about it is that in the world of football, right? Sports in general, you are paid based off merit. So how hard you train, how hard you work, that is what gives you the ability to succeed in that particular area. So if you want to be in Champions League every single year, you play to be in Champions League. If your club is running down financially, you as the owner of the club manage your club better to maintain its financial stability. That is how you run a club. We're going to look at so much people, so much other things and we're going to say that these clubs are actually are running in a particular way, but we are the ones who are actually causing a lot of issues. So there's two ways to it that I can see, but I do believe that these guys, they're thinking about it, but they're not thinking about the longevity of it.
Where's the protest being broadcast?
It's gonna be in Arsenal. I think a lot of people are gonna cover it. One of my friend Eagle is gonna cover it. So I send them a link so that they can bring it across, so we can also get a view of what's happening as well. So we're going to try. I'm going to try to get the live coverage of it as well. So that is the overall intent. But
I mean, there's
there's so
gonna
much
be a
talking
lot of
point.
things. A
There's
lot
so
of
much
things,
talking point.
man. A lot of things. A lot of things that we need to do, but I don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, hopefully, the only thing
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying for is the government gets involved, because I think that's the only solution to the problem. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if they were to do it, the only reason they do it is to uh, so the conservatives can win votes. So hopefully
Mm-hmm.
they do it to win votes. So they have an incentive to win votes. I don't think their major donors are football owners. So, I think it could happen. It could happen where they will change law, and they will change the law, and it will improve. If they do the 15-1 rule, I
Mm-hmm.
think it will solve a lot of issues at first. But we need to go, as I told you, we need to go much deeper. We need to
Mm-hmm.
go much deeper.
Yeah, I think it's actually a more deeper issue. But we're not saying that FIFA and UEFA are the best either. But what we can agree on is that they all need to fix up. That is what we can agree on. And what do you guys think about the comments coming out now that FIFA were willing to, not that UEFA were willing to um, raise the price tag for the top six teams, also the top teams to clash with the money that the Super League was actually provided. What do you guys think about that?
I wasn't surprised when I heard, because if you look at it on a realistic point of view, UEFA is not
Mm-hmm.
really much better than the Super League, because there
Mm-hmm.
it's just who gets to exploit the fans. That's what the whole
Mm-hmm.
big deal was. Because if you check it out, Sky Sports, Talk Sports, all
Mm-hmm.
these sports networks charging to watch the game on your mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, and they're charging loads of money. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just who gets to exploit us, and unfortunately, the Super League lost that battle.
Yeah, and as much as though the Super League lost the battle, I would definitely prefer to be under UEFA and FIFA. And I don't quote me wrong, but I would prefer to be under UEFA and FIFA. We know it's a business, but at least these guys have the idea of longevity. For example, they are open up. They are putting in more teams in Champions League for more teams to get the opportunity to
Hmm.
qualify for Champions League. That, in my idea, is a big perspective. Mr. Primo Vision, the link is in the chat if you want to join. No problem with that. So if you look at it, yes, everyone wants to exploit the Premier League and the viewership money, but yet still the UEFA also is opening up in different channels so that other teams can get the opportunity to come and shine on that level. So when they open up the Champions League spots to 36, it means that you have an additional 4 teams now can join in the Champions League and give themselves a good accountability. So a West Ham who's finishing 5th or something of that sort can now move into the Champions League position and definitely move away. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
And it will just lower the expectations because Arsenal will now move from trying to finish 4th or 5th to now trying to finish even 6th or 7th.
Six is acceptable, and that is definitely lowering the standard of football. That is obviously lowering the standard of football, and that's a problem.
Yeah. So I'm watching a broadcast of the protests. Yeah. Canon Folder TV.
Oh, Canon Folder, yeah. I know him. As in, there's a lot of people there already.
Yeah, there are good people, maybe around 100 people.
And that's a small amount to what I've been hearing mentioned. That's a relatively small amount to what I'm hearing being mentioned. Warren Webster, big up Warren. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Enough respect, military. A lot of these clubs are losing money, but greed is piercing themselves out of the market. Capitalism at its best, definitely, I think so. Real fans end up being the losers. Canada watching. big up, bro. How did you feel? Big up Ambalu. How good do you feel someone told Josh Kroenke to leave English football? It is good. It has to be good. But it's not on Canon Folder. This is what I've been seeing since morning. You're seeing a live feed on Canon Folder right now?
Yeah, it says live Emirates protests dash Kroenke out.
But I'm not seeing anything. It said live stream will resume shortly. Live feed will resume shortly. That's what I'm seeing. This has been in for like 2 hours now. So you're seeing people?
Yeah, I'm seeing people with placards on the steps all around the place.
Oh, Canon Folder. Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm actually on red Canon. That's the thing. It's FODDER.
Yeah. TV. Arsenal Alex is in that chat.
Mr. Tom, big up Mr. Tom. Apparently those 4 extra spots are for teams with the largest UEFA coefficient that don't qualify, which is the largest teams wanted in the first place. Safeguard from one bad season. Exactly. So it's everyone's just protecting themselves.
Man said block the ref's car. Oh, God.
Also, but I don't think they should actually stop the game.
Yeah, people are saying block the bus. Yeah, I don't think they should block the buses. I think they more should like storm this the stadium and do like what Schalke fans do, right? Run down the board and Edu and everybody in the administrative areas. Because you can't really beat up the players or do anything. It's not really the players' fault because they didn't purchase themselves.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Let me see if I can listen to what they're saying. a set of angry mobs. Everyone is saying the passion, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. I think I might just log out now because I'm gonna have a few videos to post. So maybe this is gonna be it for me.
And you're
So
doing the review after the game.
yeah, I'm doing a review after the game, so I'm gonna have to get some rest for that because I have to go live for the game as well. Maybe I'm gonna post another video before I go. But anyways, thank you for coming on, people. Everyone that came in.
Yeah.
Mr. Tom,
I'm going to do a video on Juventus on Pirlo's future. Apparently, they're looking to get Hansen Flick in as manager.
Wow.
So,
Wow, that's nice. Big up, Warren. Big game from my Spurs Sunday. And we are rivals. But let's see how that one goes. Finally, you guys are going to lift a trophy in this century or this decade. But big up. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. I'll be trying to keep you guys updated. So maybe I'll be uploading a few videos so you guys can look out for that. Because I'm not getting the live feed. I already sent them to give me the live feed. I am definitely not getting. But thank you very much. We're going to enjoy this game. Guys, tell me if you think I should do a live stream for the game or not. Please tell me if you think I should do the live stream for the game or not. Put it in the comments. I want to do the reaction. So tell me if I should do the reaction or the live stream. If I should live stream the Everton versus Arsenal game or do the reaction. So tell me, guys, tell me what you think. That would be really, really appreciative.
Because I think that I would just collab with you on the review thing.
Okay.
And I'll just go over to my channel and do like the Man of the Match award and the prayer performances.
That's not a bad idea at all. Let me see. No one is answering. Ooh, well, at least I'm going to get some rest. Definitely have to go and get some sleep.
Yeah.
All right. So, hold on. I see someone just come in the group.
So Mr. Tom is saying I'm happy for you to do a live stream as I'm not watching the game.
Oh, really? Let me. So it seems as if I might get the feed.
Okay.
Mr. Primo, you're late. I'm actually trying to get the feed, Mr. Primo. So let's see if I can actually get the live feed from it.
That tried a while ago, but my one wouldn't work. It just wouldn't load.
How was that?
I don't know. It just kept spinning. They said Canon for the TV business.
Okay.
It just wouldn't load. It wouldn't start playing.
You're sure it's on Canon photo?
That's what I'm saying. I tried to watch it on there, but it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You see, the most effective way for getting people out of the club is to stop spending money upon the club, and I probably have to stop watch Arsenal for a while, which is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understand? But that's the only thing with them understand, and dollars.
Yeah,
protest, certain like for show up outside and protest is a bad visual for them, but it not really do nothing. They might come apologize again.
Yeah, unless you're going to behave violent prone, and we don't really want.
Yeah, and then the fans are gonna be in the wrong there, so.
Yeah.
You understand? Then you give them the right.
Exactly. So we're gonna be we will be looking like hooligans.
Yeah. So the logical thing for the now is, cause me personally, he's a man I never used to miss an Arsenal match,
Mm-hmm.
But I find it harder to watch Arsenal now than for not watch Arsenal. And me, I come from 1997, 1998 with Arsenal. You understand?
1997. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
you understand? I'm 40. You understand? From a child. Yeah. From a child, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's when enough people say, oh, Arsenal this and Arsenal that. I grow up on the club a certain way. From me, I kick football that are the club of me identify with.
Yeah.
You
What make you
understand?
identify Arsenal?
Huh?
What really make you identify Arsenal?
All right. Well, we'll go back to the team. The team where me get introduced to from back to front was a proper team. You understand? Most people are gonna say Thierry Henry and them thing there. But for me, funnily enough, are the man where most people vex with this morning. A Ray Parler for me.
Ray Parler.
You understand?
I think what he said, I believe, I think it was wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong, man.
It was wrong. Because I watched the interview and it was evident that they didn't brought Robbie on to talk about the ESL, the Super League.
Yeah, but it's talk sport.
Huh?
You can't expect nothing different. It's talk sport. It's basically them man them make them thing off a trolling.
Yeah, a controversy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't respect it, and I love the fact that Robbie really stand up and said, "This is not what I'm here for." So right there, Robbie is letting them know that you're on
the same Robbie from AFTV.
Yeah.
I think let me tell you something. I think a lot of people get deluded with and get vexed with Robbie, but you cannot get vexed with Robbie for having people air them opinion. Just don't watch it, bro.
See, look at
you know what I mean?
Me as a Jamaican, right? Especially as a content creator, Robbie as a Jamaican. When Robbie was doing this thing, if you guys should listen to Robbie's story, Robbie was doing this thing where no one wanted to even talk, no one wanted to do anything, and he grabbed his mic and his camera, and he went out there, and 1 and 2 people started to watch him. That was like in about 2002, 2000.
Yeah.
That's years ago. No, why are you who have recently started their thing want to begrudge someone like that? He didn't join an organization. He started off with himself by himself.
Yeah, that is what I don't get about people.
Well, you have to understand England for understand what go on. England, brother, is built off of racism. It sound harsh, but I saw it go, bro. Them not gonna like Robbie because Robbie invented a lane. He's the inventor of a whole genre, a thing what go on YouTube right now.
Not YouTube.
The whole of this what we see.
It's a social media genre invent. And we have
you understand?
We have to respect him for that. We have to respect him. We have to give Robbie the
respect. The man made himself rich and then show people how to make themselves rich.
And he did, one of the best thing about it is that he didn't hold back anyone. All the members of the AFT have their own channel and they do their own thing. And he did not hold back anyone.
Brother, everybody can agree. So some man power come on AFT chat. Fart.
Foolish. I agree.
You understand?
Especially the prat in the hat.
Yeah, but that don't mean say you hate AFTV.
I don't really hate AFTV, you know. I just don't respect the manner in which some people deal with other people's opinion. For instance, calling people who want Arteta out rats. I just don't respect that.
No, I don't. But, you see, the thing with me is I don't watch it that much because, like me, if I find that something offend me or somebody else's opinion offend me, but just stay away from that. But I'm not gonna hate it. You understand? Or feel like say, oh, Robbie's supposed to come out for not be allowed
there for them channel and them thing there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And cancel him and them thing there.
But look at this. With Robbie, right? And the members of the AFC, the thing about it is that we all share different opinions. I am Arteta in, the Lion is Arteta out, and maybe you, Mr. Primovic, is Arteta out as well.
Brother, me want everybody gone. Me want the people in the back gone. Right now, Arteta have until him have 1 more season.
Look at.
You understand? Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, continue.
Him have 1 more season. Cause me I gotta be realistic. Most managers not really starts the results till probably like the 3rd season. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? And by that time you should have your squad in ish. You know what I mean? But Kroenke, the man in the back, them have to go, bro. You understand? Them have to go because they don't have no interest in football, much less Arsenal.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand? It's as simple as that. What them do is them try to put football on a baseball model. In America, this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't understand the football culture.
And this self-sustaining thing we are trying to implement or try to do. If we don't have the right people
Sport finance spend
to
the
do
money,
this,
bro.
if we don't have the right
Self-sustaining.
people to do this, we not gonna succeed because one, look at Chelsea for instance. I always use Chelsea as the comparison because if you look at Chelsea's way of running them club, they don't the money they spend is not them owners splash it and give them, you know, all them the money they will them make are from them youth academy. Because right now Chelsea have 40 plus youngsters out and loan to different club. And we know this summer them a make at least around 100 million figure spend in a summer for back Tuchel. So we just need to start work on the youth academy and get a competent director, technical director, to manage the finances well.
Here the thing is though, you see, even if you have all of that in place and you still have owners who are come scrape, we're not gonna grow. Because remember how long Wenger run the club self-sustained. You understand me? And so what is the result of all that sacrifice? You sacrifice for a reason, you know, brother. You understand? You don't just sacrifice in vain indefinitely, you know. There has to be an end goal. You understand?
Yeah.
So like that, we're not seeing the results. The thing is actually things are get worse. How Arsenal for being at 10th?
Yeah, yes. There's one thing though. There's one mutual thing: the steady decline. There's one mutual thing. There's a steady decline. I've just seen something right now that that is saying that Odegaard might be too expensive this summer for Arsenal Football Club, and that's only boiled down to the owner. You know
what that is? And they was trying to finance Odegaard and use Willock to try and sum it up.
Hold on. You have to hold on for the next thing that's, you know. So right now, Fiorentina Perez is very upset with Arsenal for pulling out that thing there now. So the price that could be affected by that as well. You know?
That's
you understand?
true.
He's not pleased with any of the English clubs for pulling out of the ESL. So business will get tough with them on the right now. You understand? Even if them want to sell him, they'd probably rather keep him than give him to us.
And you see that boy. Oh, and that's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not saying that's fact.
And that is one area that you can say Stan Kroenke has really messed up Arsenal with. That's actually definitely an error.
But you know, 51 half dozen of the next, because we could have refused it and him still vexed because look on Dortmund and Bayern Munich were refused to join it. Him could have carry feelings to all them club there too.
No. You know why Bayern Munich and none of the German club them not join it? Because the German media released this from 2018. I tell people, you know, need to go up on my channel, go watch my video about this something, you know.
No, but remember, Arsenal also they talk about it as well.
The German, but hold on, the German media found secret documents with list the program and what them want to do, and it matched exactly what them come announce a couple days ago. And there was a big stink about it because Bayern Munich was in the paperwork. You understand? Yeah. That's why you see Bayern say, we don't want anything to do with it 2 years later because them already got through. Them go through what thing that them are go through now. You understand? It's because also the English media lackadaisical and them love sensational stories, so them just sweep over something kind of now affect them right away. But they've known about it. You know what I mean? They have known about it.
Yeah, because I know first the Super League thing really come up.
Yeah. You understand? The thing in that planning for years.
Yeah.
So nobody feels that Bayern Munich them make no moral stand or them better than nobody else.
They know it already.
Them got treated already because them get catch fuss.
And I see what you're saying, but and it just it really stinks. It really stinks.
Yeah, man.
And
you just have to take them beating. The only thing I can say is, is if the government and the FA get involved and decide, say, certain rules of the ownership of the clubs have to change across the board.
I think the reason why, because they saw themselves losing a lot of money. Because if you should look at it, how they would lose money is the fact that the businesses that are close to the club, the communities, all these places would be the money that is being spread and trickling away from the club to these areas would be be suffering. So I think that's where they lose the tax and all those type of things. I run through some of the comments. The owners want their club to be attended by a family of 5 from the Thailand to drop a shop merchandise, as opposed to 5 season ticket holders who only buy a beer. Do they have to share income between teams? How does that work? Too many top-heavy teams in every league. Very hard to be competitive for smaller clubs. The problem is that there will be no smaller clubs who can break the barrier. That is the problem. No. Obviously, nothing against Thailand. Just the owners wanting the clubs to be a tourist attraction above local communities. Exactly.
And if you look at it, Arsenal was a fun, opinionative type of club, where the fans get them input, because in the older days, I wasn't born around those times, but I did a research. You used to have fans when they had a problem with the manager, for instance. They would just walk down to the town hall and just have a meeting with the board and the directors of the club, and then the manager would be sacked the next morning. So we need to have those type of things implemented again. I think that type of thing that we revert from really hurt us.
Let me explain the difference between them time and now. You see that sense of community in a football was there because it's actually community team, which has its benefits but also has its drawbacks. You understand? Community football if it remain community football, it not going away. You understand? Once you turn professional though and you start having major billionaire investors and your club becomes something where is a world entity, them kind of CEOs, they don't want to hear nothing from you. Them not care about fans, The people them who buy it don't watch football. Them buy it because them watch finances and them see it as a good investment. The only way them can them can stop it is if the government them get involved and decide, say, you have to change how the ownership format of the club them go. All right, you said 50+1 what them talk about. You understand? Them have to come up with something along that guidelines, so clubs can't just get up willy-nilly go say, them are gonna start them own league and But the only thing will stop them are the outrage,
Yeah.
And nothing way, you understand? And the supposed bans or punishments that UEFA and FIFA would have put upon them. It wasn't the clubs that was going to suffer that much, it was the players. You understand?
Look at that, Delano. Look how long I've been telling you guys that me and Delano go on a lot of streams. Remember the stream that we did the other night on Simba's channel? And I said that I wanted to see Stan Kroenke out before anyone else. I think it was important that Stan Kroenke leaves before anyone else. And that is how I see everything. That is how I see us can get in a better football club. He has to go. He has to move before anyone else. I said Arteta is a big problem, yes. But I think Stan Kroenke is a bigger problem than Arteta.
Yeah. Because, to be honest, I don't really... I know for a fact that the owner is a problem. But the mere fact that I want to see results on the pitch is where I revert to the manager. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the owner of the company. Because at Chelsea, Lampard was doing awful in the league, and Abramovich just call him in the office on him phone and his yacht out in the sea and say, yo, say you're not gonna work out. Sorry, you're a club legend. It's all good. Paperwork done. See you. So we need that type of mentality.
Yeah, I'm interested in my comment. Big up, ma'am. This is Lucas Live. Thank you very much for coming through. The Sunderland documentary on Netflix shows exactly that. There was a town hall meeting in a pub. And Warren said, this is why EPL remains the best league in football. They're united. Finally, they're actually united. In 1992, the money was split equally without exception. Now it's slightly more weighted towards the bigger teams, but still more evenly than Barcelona, Real Madrid versus the other team. I do think so as well.
Yeah.
But we need that. We need that level of camaraderie where teams have the opportunity to move up the table, despite even if they don't spend, because they do proper recruiting, so they get top talent and they can actually move up the table with those top talent and then recognized.
For example, like a Southampton and a Leicester. Because
Exactly.
those clubs have good players and good managers. So where they fall short is the money, because they can't compete with the cities and the United and the Liverpools who are buying top talents around the world.
There are two models in football, you know. You either make money by winning trophies or selling players. Understand? And Southampton is just one of those teams that produce players and sell them and invest back in them academy. They do that very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Dortmund as well.
It costs them in terms of losing them talent. Them not really compete for the trophies more than stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think that's why they always try to stay like around the 10th, 11th area, somewhere away from mid-table.
Yeah, but them academy is a reason for that too, because they can produce that talent to keep them. You know what I mean? If you look for how much world-class talent come out of Southampton and go play for other teams. Liverpool, right?
Van Dijk,
Liverpool,
Shaw.
Yeah, Liverpool won the trophy based off of buying two of the most important pieces from Southampton. Who's that?
Yeah.
Van Dijk, Mane.
Yes, exactly. So, you know what I mean? And it's a good food, that, you know. When you add that up, that's a good food, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's how much they spent on Mane. I think it was around 40, 50 mil thereabout.
Yeah.
I think their expensive transfer that time was Alisson.
Mane wasn't super expensive, but in the long run, I think him turn out to be, to me, them best player. I know someone there. When name Salah get the most of the hype, but when I watch them play, my boy there do the work.
Mane.
Do the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that is why I always get this heat from people, because I don't really rate Salah to all that, because if you look at Mane, I think Mane has, when it comes on to the footballing type of it, he has more to his game than Salah.
Yeah, you know thing there, Guna.
Yeah,
you look on Dwight McNeil.
No, look at him. Someone that I should really.
He's a good kid, you know, Dwight McNeil, man.
Yeah, man.
He is very talented.
Where does he play?
Burnley.
21-year-old, 90 Premier League matches.
No man, him the guy Granit Xhaka choke slam.
Okay. Jamaican.
Yeah.
Jamaican background.
Him no born here, but qualified.
Qualifying. So when you get the information there.
I watch film thing on Preston, Simon. Remember Reggae Boyz, Coventry?
They what they call it? Okay. So we can well, you know that's set out for another tactical breakdown. And you know I love to do the tactical breakdown.
Yeah.
So we can run through that and
see. Today may I drop my thing upon him still, so.
No problem, man. You can beat, man. Remember, so we have to support each other, you know. But me come off, you know, definitely, because I must go live too soon. But me I go get some rest to do my preview after the review. Well, my reaction after Arsenal probably gets slapped.
All right, bless you, bro.
Everyone choose something I comment them before we move. The Germans got the 50 rule. That's why, exactly. That's why the Germans are actually in good stead. That's why American football is successful. Any team can win because of sheer income, which makes no sense. The EPL still have 4 teams, the finances to play Moneyball. Leeds could spend 17 million on Rafinha in the championship.
Wow.
That's a good talk as well. But big up people, thank you very much for tuning. Big up Delany for coming on. Everyone, please smash the like button before you go. Lot of respect. I'll be keeping you guys updated in the same sense. I'll be dropping some videos every now and then. So look out for those. Big up, lot of respect people. And